Sure. So for interview, when I got the call for interview, I started contacting seniors from our college who were already here, so that I can get an idea about how the interview process is. Because going blind for an interview is not really favorable. You can't take it for a surprise when you
Yeah.
have cracked till this level and then you have to go for interview.
Hello everyone
So
and welcome to the brand new episode of Gifts. Today we have Srishti with us. She is from IIM Shillong and we are going to talk about her journey, how she prepared for CAT and what are the challenges that she faced and what all the strategies that she applied and tackle those challenges. So I welcome you Srishti in this episode of Gifts and please tell us about your educational background and your family background.
hi Anand, good evening. I am Srishti B. Kashyap. I am from Guwahati, Assam, and I have done my BTech from National Institute of Technology, Calicut, and I graduated in the year 2020 as a chemical engineer. And after that, after a break of around 6-7 months, right, I graduated in 2020, so it was the first year of COVID.
COVID, yeah.
So, I mean, I had a small tragedy of letting go my campus placement because
Yeah.
of the offer letter issue back then. And
Yeah.
then after around 6 months, I joined Amazon as a quality specialist. I worked there for around 2 years and 2 months, and after that, I joined IIM Shillong. I
Okay.
joined in 2023.
Okay. And if you can, tell us about your 10th, 12th, and graduation. So it will create a profile for a student to get over, to know more about you and to know what to expect from this interview as well.
Sure. So I as in my 10th percentage was 95. It was actually that CGPA system back then,
Yeah.
and my 10th was done in 2014, way back, like 10 years back. So I got a 10 pointer CGPA, and it converts to 95% now. And after that, 12th, my percentage was 88.2. And yeah, my graduation is not amazing. Graduation CGPA, it's around 6.5,
Okay.
which converts to around 65 percentage, because it's a 10-point scale there
Yeah.
also, conversion I mean.
Yeah.
And after that, I joined Amazon as a quality specialist, as I said. Yeah, that's my profile before MBA.
Okay. So, you have worked in Amazon and as a quality specialist, and it's a big company and it's well settled job actually, if you say. And tell us about what motivated you to, leave Amazon and prepare for CAT.
Sure. Okay, I'll tell you something. My job was a non-core job. I did
Yeah.
chemical engineering, as I
Yeah.
said, but then my role is in operations. If you and it
Yeah.
was in the last mile analytics and quality team of Amazon.
Okay.
So yeah, it's like core operations job.
Yeah.
And yeah, before that, what inspired me to join as in MBA, that is a journey, I'll say. I saw my friends in NIT Calicut prepare for CAT back then itself, and I got interested back then itself. But I was thinking whether I should have some work experience and then join, because I know people who say that having a work experience is kind of better.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was thinking about it, and gradually I joined Amazon, wherein I saw my managers having a view of things, how they are planning things. They always have a vision of 2 steps ahead, 3 steps ahead, and that actually comes when we have a knowledge of management, which is why I actually got inspired. While my 2 years journey in Amazon, most of my managers and skip level managers were from ISB, IIM Lucknow, and other IIMs or other business schools as such. So, and the way they interact, the way they plan things ahead, the way they give me feedback, even those inspired me to learn management as such. So
Yeah.
it was a journey. I started preparing for CAT in my first year of Amazon itself.
Okay.
So I took it slowly. I am not a very big risk taker kind of person. So I started the year I joined Amazon. That year itself, I kind of started my preparation, but it was like slow preparation. My preparation spanned over around 2 years, unlike other people. So because I'm a little less of a risk taker, I wanted to take it slow. Let me discover the company also, whether I want to continue in the company and get promoted and get ahead with the career ladder, or should I go for MBA? I was in a dilemma. So
Yeah.
it was more of a slow preparation for me. And then indirectly or directly, it were my managers who inspired me to go for MBA, to be honest. So that is how my preparation was. And regarding the sections, I would say that even though I have done engineering, I feel like my quant section could be stronger.
Yeah.
So that way I had to put more focus on the quant section. And verbal ability, it was fine for me. DILR also, it was kind of, if I practice a little bit, I get the hang of it. For me, the quant section was more tough for me to
Yeah.
focus on, unlike other engineers.
Yeah, I have actually talked with many of them, and all of them have said like my quant was good, my DILR was good. I faced problem in verbal, and some said I like not face the problem, but verbal is like little bit of a different than others. So, and
Yes,
on the
yes.
part of preparing, what motivated you, and you have rightly said that at the end of the day, the people that are we are surrounded by those people, and we get to learn from those people. So
Exactly.
that is your motivation source is gonna be from these guys. If you have seen somebody from I am Lucknow, somebody from ISB interacting with each other and solving a business problem, then that actually inspires you to go ahead in that process actually. And I myself, from chemical engineering. So I was there in Sun Pharma at the core role of chemical engineering, everything related to pharmacy and whatever we have studied in that thing, our uh, graduation 4 years, I got an opportunity to use those things. But somehow my manager, he told me to have a more well-rounded perspective of entire business, and don't stick toward this the technicality of part of it, but know more about entire business, how we are getting the business, from where our APIs are coming, how we are getting the orders, and how we are trying to fulfill that order. So know more about the business side. That's what actually inspired me to join uh, this I Mumbai actually. And tell us about since you have prepared with the job. So on job preparation is like very you have to work like 9 to 10 hours of a day, and then after you have to come home and prepare for it and give your 2 hours, 3 hours, because it requires that much of a motivation. Even you have said that you took like 2 years, but in those 2 years the dedication is required at every single level. So tell us about what uh, what kind of problem you faced while preparing with the job.
Sure. So, like you mentioned, no, you have to go to office. You have to work for like 8 to 10 hours,
Hmm.
and by the end of the day, you are actually really, tired.
Yeah,
It takes a whole lot of motivation to again, come back to the table, study. Yeah, that was actually an issue for me. As I said, I had to take 2 hours, 2 years for preparation. Like 1 year was not enough for me. So
so
it was more like, it was also, it was not a regular task, preparation for me initially. Like first year, that is when I understood that like 1 year is not enough for me to prepare,
yeah,
because I was giving around 1.5 hours initially, and that too not every day.
yeah,
Because I told you, I just joined the job. It was already a new adventure for me, and then preparing for this, it took some time for me to adjust everything, and then
yeah,
like properly start preparing. So first year of preparation, I would say it was more of me knowing how the exam is, what is the pattern, like properly getting deep into how the pattern of the exam is. And I took this thing, distance not distance learning, the material kind of package. I forgot the name of the package, where you get the materials and the exam,
according,
mock exams
okay,
also.
mom. Yeah,
Mock exams, yeah. That was from IMS
okay.
Institute. So I
Yeah,
studied from there.
yeah,
So first year again, even though I took the mock exam package, I could not complete all the exams. There were sectional exams. There were mock exams as well, like full on mock exams.
yeah,
Could not complete everything, to be honest. It was more of me trying out things. Sometimes again, the quants results will be disappointing for me. I understood that section needs a lot of time, at least for me. So that is how I started preparing initially, and by the time I was sure that I should be going for CAT like full on. It was around last year, probably February, March. Last year, February, March, 2022. I mean. So after that, I started preparing properly. By that time, I already knew how the exam pattern is. How are the papers? I already went through papers of different last few years, and mock exams also I started giving. My marks gradually started to improve for quants in the mock exams, and sectional exams I used to take seriously, because that is how I have to take things one by one. Everything together would be very overwhelming, so at least for me. So that is how I went on. And
Yeah,
by the
actually,
time it was November,
yeah,
I think I was pretty confident that okay, things, I think I can take it up this time. November 2022 was when I gave my CAT exam seriously, and even though my scores were not like amazing score or something, it was enough for me to get IIM Shillong, because I told no, luckily that year WorkX had a huge weightage.
yeah.
My percentile was around 93 point something. So yeah, even though it's not a great percentile, to be honest, it was enough for me to. This is my best call for IIM, as in IIM calls. So I could enter. I feel great about it,
Yeah,
and
actually,
I
I
was
mean,
lucky also that way.
you should feel great about it. You worked for 2 years,
Yeah.
and now you are in IIM Shillong. That's great. And tell us about what's your stand on if somebody have this if somebody wants to prepare for CAT. So tell us about, is it better to leave a job or prepare with the job?
Okay, I think it's more of a risk taking kind of factor that comes in here. Some people are very determined on this is what I have to do, and I can let go of everything else in my life and then prepare only for this. If you are that kind of a person, I feel it is okay to leave a job and prepare for it. But there are people like me who have a little what do you say, risk taking capabilities are little less. So that's why, that is why I told no, I was taking 2 years to prepare. I can't leave my job thinking that okay, if I leave and something bad happens, as in my CAT results are not good, then again one more year of drop.
Yeah,
So all these things we need to calculate. So those things are there. So if you are more of a risk taker, leaving job I feel is fine. You have the determination, you have the confidence, you can do it for around like if you are going for CAT this year, maybe you are leaving a job 6 months or 9 months before that. That is fine for people who are determined, confident, and have
yeah,
that confidence to go for it fully. But then again, I have to say that after coming here, I realize how much uh, the weightage or the value of WorkX is.
yeah.
That I understood after I joined here. So even when we are getting shortlists for what do you call our
SIP
internships,
process. Yeah,
SIP process, exactly. So it's very important. They consider everything, like 10th, 12th, your how what kind of WorkX you have, and how many months of WorkX. Everything matters so much. So
yeah,
yeah, if you analytically think about it, I feel having that perfect spot of WorkX is very important,
yeah.
because
Actually,
I have seen people who have more WorkX not getting shortlists. People who have no WorkX also don't get shortlists. Marketing is a different domain where actually freshers get shortlisted, but then
yeah,
yeah, other domains people look for the kind of experience that you have and the length of experience. Very important.
yeah,
So yeah, and that I did not know before joining, to be honest. Like I knew that WorkX was important, but how much, I knew 3 years is the best, but then if you cross that limit, again it's a problem. So all those things are there.
yeah.
uh,
Actually, I mean,
yeah.
if you see, in our graduation, we don't care about what's our 10th, what's our 12th, what is matter. Nothing matters like this. But
Yeah.
when we came here, then we actually realized that
Mm.
they call it profile. I mean,
Yes.
I see, if you see my profile, in 10th, I had 89.7,
Yes.
89.7.3, because at that point 3, I am in 8 percentile. And in my 12th, I had 88.8. Because of that 1.2, I am again in 8 percentile.
Exactly.
So these things, I mean, point 3, 1.2. These things actually hurts you when you see that okay, that guy got a shortlist because of he has a 9th percentile in his entire profile. So
True.
I had like 9.4 CGPA in then when they
Graduation.
converted it was like 89.3.
Again,
That
yeah.
that point 0.7, like why they didn't. I was very much upset because of that process. And then again in 12th I got 88.8. I had like 888 profile, but it is a decent profile. But still, if you see, you have people like having a profile of 1099. So in comparison
Exactly.
of 1099, you are 888. So you will not. And another thing that helps you a lot is your work ethics, and having a, as you rightly mentioned, that having a decent amount of work is very much important. Having a college background as NIT, that
Very
helps a
important.
lot.
Yeah,
I
it
mean, in
helps a
every
lot.
year helps a lot.
Seriously.
I mean, some of the company specifically looks for the engineers from these colleges. I want NIT and I want IITs, and that's could be. I mean, that's up to a company or institutions.
Companies.
They will decide whether they want these kind of people or not. There is no saying of that I have this experience, I have that experience, nothing. So if you're from NIT, IIT, I mean, it helps you a lot in that terms. And if you have a work from a good institute like Amazon, I had from Sun Pharma, these things helps you actually.
True. That profile gets very important once you join B school.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
I mean, that is the defining criteria for anyone who is there in the B school. And moving on to the next question, I would like to ask, what are the since you prepared for 2 years? So, what are the study materials that you refer? You have already told about one material from IMT. So,
No,
tell us-
IMS.
IMS, yes, IMS, and tell us about what was the other study material that you used, and tell us about if there is any coaching institute or you took any help from YouTube. There is a lot of coaching institutes also on YouTube provides free guidance and all. So tell us about what are the study materials that aspirants should use, and what have you used while preparing for CAT.
Okay, sure. I'll tell you one secret also before this. So, when I was in NIT Calicut, I got placed in a company which is again non-core, and it is actually the coaching institute from where I was, getting my study material. So, what happened was I got recruited in IMS in Kochi back
Okay.
then. So yeah, and I got my offer letter to join in May before COVID. Okay, and then COVID happened, and they were also not sure whether we should, continue because they were laying off people at that time because every kind of industry were facing some kind of issues. So they told me to come and get trained at that time before they'll roll out the offer letter.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I went to Kochi and I started getting my training. But then COVID was not getting over, if you remember.
Yeah.
It's like 2023 when COVID actually,
Stuff. Yeah.
succeeded
Stuff. Yeah.
completely. So back then itself, from them I learned like few of the things, and I felt when I started comparing their study material and the classes over there, how I used to anyway sit in their classes, online classes, just so that I can understand how they teach, so that I can teach students later. And I got recruited for verbal faculty.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's how my I actually got a little bit of interest in CAT exam back then itself.
Yeah.
So that happened, and then I started comparing the study material of different institutes, but I found that actually their material was pretty good, and I could understand or go through it better somehow, and the exams are also more comparable to the real CAT exam. So I took their mock test mock test package as well. So that's how I started learning material. Again, as I said, 2 years, so it was their material itself that I took, and mock exams also, it was the IMS mock exam package itself. And regarding YouTube channels, it was more like going through colleges, YouTube channels showing colleges and me getting inspired from them. So, and then CET King gives how to crack, how much percentile should you expect from this kind of performance, what colleges do you expect after getting this percentile or whatever. So it was CET King which I used to refer. uh, Yeah, I think mostly it
Yeah,
was IMS and
I miss.
CTT. Yeah.
I mean, I have talked with many of the people, and
Mm.
they have always, recommended that take a coaching from IMS, take their package, take Cat King package, if you can for the mark, and these two are like sufficient for everyone. And it's a great thing that you started your teaching. You could have been a teacher at IMS, and now you are, here in. Uh, it's like a different shift,
Yeah,
some whole different career. Yes. And
exactly.
now tell us about how did you prepare for a CAT interview, and what was your experience of IM Shillong and other interviews as well.
Sure. Uh, in our year, our interview was fully offline in IIM Shillong.
Okay.
And it had around, okay, main, there were two parts, but then the second part can be divided into two sub parts. First one was our GD, group discussion, that happened.
Okay.
And we were around 8 people, I think, in the panel of group discussion. Yeah. And the topic that was given to us was related to some non-business issue, but an issue which is not related to business,
Okay.
but in a set of village environment. You understand, no? So
Yes.
I don't remember the problem statement as such, but we had to give out different kinds of solution. How they wanted to look at how, what different perspectives we look towards that problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, so that was our GD topic. And after GD, it was the personal interview. Our faculties, two of our faculties were the panelists, interview panelists, and questions revolved around my work ex most of the time.
Yeah.
And they asked me about my college experience also, as in NIT Calicut. A few questions from chemical engineering, not many, few questions. And they were very fascinated with the normal distribution curve for some reason, because we use it here a lot now. So they asked me about that also, I remember. And they also asked me about, I'll tell you, it was a term related to a startup. I don't remember it right now. So just asking if they just asked if I knew that term,
Okay.
some technical term related to startups. I don't remember it right now. And apart from that, the second part was an extempore.
Okay.
Yeah, so these are the three parts of interview. Extempore was more like a sub part of the personal interview. Yeah, also I feel like they expect us to be a little diplomatic when it comes to political views, or things like that. You need to look at problems in 360-degree perspective, rather than have a bias over something.
Yeah.
So that's really important, which is what I felt back then. So they might actually ask political kind of questions, or something related to government or something like that. But they see whether the biasness, unbiasedness, all those things, they kind of try to gauge. And current affairs is also important. They
Yeah.
asked a few of general knowledge kind of questions also. That was how my interview went. Yeah, I
I
guess
mean,
that's it.
and I mean, you were pretty much comfortable because you were teaching, verbal. You are going to teach verbal, so you are pretty much comfortable in giving the interview and all. So after that interview, congratulations, you have cleared the IM Shillong interview, and now you are in IM Shillong. And now
Thank you.
tell us about your past experience. You have worked in Amazon, then you have prepared with the job for 2 years, and after that rigorous training, you are now in IM Shillong. And now tell us about it's been around 8 months approximately. Yes.
It's 8 to 9 months. Yeah.
Yeah, 8 to 9 months. So tell us about your experience of first 3 months where they train you like at every
Easy.
beach
Yeah.
you live. Yeah. And after that, tell us about next 6 months experience.
Sure. Okay. As I think it will be a little different from other IIMs, because I told there are two campuses,
Yeah.
and getting, as in initially itself, it's like a gamble. Okay, you need to pick up chits and see which hostel you're getting. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, so that kind of thing was there. And when we understood that okay, we need to travel for like 12 kilometer every day, it's a huge challenge. Already MBA is rigorous, very rigorous.
Very
There are
rigorous.
so many things going on, and then apart from that, this is like an additional, tough job that you have to go through in IIM Shillong. So fortunately, in the first term, I got the new hostel campus, but they balance it out. If these two sections are getting the new campus in first term, some other two sections will come to that campus, and will be transported to the old campus. So
Old
that is the
campus.
system that they followed for our year.
Okay.
Before that, our seniors had to, the whole senior batch had to stay in this old campus, which is like 12 kilometers away, before going to the new campus in second year. So they are having different strategies for different batches, because the batch size also keeps increasing, as I say.
Yeah.
So they have to accommodate people, right? So that is one factor. And the real MBA part, yeah, first few months, first term, it was a surprise, because initially we had things to do even at night at around 2:30 or something. There would be something or the other going on at that time also. And then you need to study. Then again, you get trained for SIP process, which is about to come. Before that, you need to prepare for your CV. So all these processes are there, and maintaining all these things together, it's a challenge, but it's exciting also. Sometimes you have to definitely lose your sleep. You're like sleeping for 2 hours or something, 3 hours or something, and then you have to balance it out somehow. That was the first term. First term went fine. And in our year, as in our first term, we had 6 subjects. Yeah, but then second term was a real challenge. Why tell you, we had 10 subjects in second term, and I had to join the old campus,
Okay.
which is far from the academic block. So, and now the SIP process has also started full fledged.
Yeah.
So now you are in a campus which is far. You are preparing for your SIP full on. Then you have 10 subjects to maintain. Then again, you have your club induction process as well. So like four
Yeah.
or five things going on. It's like it's crazy. So
Yeah.
second term was the real roller coaster here. It got over. I am just so relaxed now. Third time term is nothing. Third time we have lesser number of subjects. Everything is sorted, and somehow the subjects also get easier by the third term here. It's more of a, and then third term is more exciting, because all the clubs will have their flagship events. So we have around 10 clubs and committees, and everybody will have their flagship events. So there will be competitions going on, there will be lectures going on, panel discussions going on. So
Yeah.
that way, you're always busy in third term also, but not in the academic side of
Yeah. Yeah.
academic side of MBA. It's more of non-academic extracurriculars.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I mean,
that was how my first year was.
yeah. And if you see, I mean, every IM is a little bit of the same actually. And you in first term you have only 6 subjects, and after that it went down to 10, and then again. I mean, here in IM Mumbai, in first sem I think it was 7, 8, something like that,
Hmm.
and in the second semester it was 12, and in third semester trimester actually it was 14 subjects. 10 of them are like full fledged, more credit, like full credit, 3 credit, and
Hmm.
rest of the 4 are minor subject, like 1.5 credit. So, but then again, as you said, no, in third semester it started getting easy. The subjects are getting easy. No, the subjects are not easy. We are pretty much, comfortable now with this process. We
Yeah,
know that how to do everything,
probably.
and so
We are
that's
just
the
used to
problem.
it now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and at last, tell us about uh, what are the tricks that you used, while preparing for your interview, and what are the tricks that you used while preparing for your CAT exams?
Sure. So for interview, when I got the call for interview, I started contacting seniors from our college who were already here, so that I can get an idea about how the interview process is. Because going blind for an interview is not really favorable. You can't take it for a surprise when you
Yeah,
have cracked till this level, and then you have to go for interview. So I talked to the seniors, got to know what are the areas where I need to focus on for an interview. The DD process and all also I asked beforehand itself. So I kind of understood how the interview process would be. So that is how I prepare for the interview. And regarding the what was the question for CAT preparation? I forgot.
And if you, while preparing for a CAT, what was the strategy that you used? Like, if you have any suggestion that these things needed to be done for the CAT aspirant.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
What I would suggest are the, I mean, take the mock tests very seriously. The full, CAT prep, as in all the sections together. What do you call that test? Mock test, right?
Mock test,
I mean, yeah, like all sections together. Mock CAT exams. Those, if we take regularly, our progress is faster. And we always know, where we are lagging behind, which area do we lack in, and we can focus on more. So I feel that the mock tests are the most important thing. So again, when we are going through the mock tests, those are a little bit more, tougher than the actual CAT exam. So if you can, progress yourself in the mock exams better, you will almost definitely do the CAT exam well. So mock tests, it helps you analyze yourself very well, and don't get disheartened if you get a little less mark in your mock exams. So it's just fine. Just gauge your progress and work accordingly is what I would believe. Regular mock tests very important. Sure. I just want to add one point. If somebody is coming to IIM Shillong, very much welcome. It's a very beautiful place. It's a hill station. There are a little bit, problems here and there, but then it's beautiful. The place is beautiful. The campus is very beautiful. It's an adventure that you would definitely want to carry. And memories.
Yeah, and the name IIM Shillong is beautiful.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and that's all from our side. See you guys in the next video. Bye bye. Jai Hind.